Salter Studies. Today we're going to be talking about our taco unit study. If you're new to my channel, my name is Brittany. I homeschool my kindergartner and my preschooler, and we love unit studies. It's the best way for my kids to learn, and I hope that by sharing what we do in our own homeschool, it gives you some inspiration on what you can do with your family. So let's get started with tacos. So why tacos? My son is obsessed with tacos, okay? He loves eating tacos. He loves pretend making tacos. He loves watching taco videos on YouTube and TV shows. So I thought that this was a great opportunity to dive deeper into something that he really liked. So what we're gonna do first is we are going to make a web diagram of everything that we want to cover for the taco unit study. And I like to do this before I ever get started pulling resources for unit studies, because it just helps me get all my ideas out on the paper and then I can organize them later. So what did I think about when I was putting the web diagram together for our taco unit study? Let's go through it. We start with tacos. That is our main theme. I know I wanted to cover the history of tacos, so I'll make that its own circle. And then an offshoot from that is also going to be geography. So where maybe certain flavors or certain techniques came from, those will connect in sort of like the background reference portion of our unit study. I know that I want to talk about types of tacos. And I know, most importantly, we want to make some tacos. We are going to do a Taco Tuesday every Tuesday. We did that during the unit study. I knew we wanted to make some tortillas, so that had to be on there. I know I wanted to talk about fillings, right? So what goes in the tortilla? One of those is meat. And then a little offshoot of that is probably going to be butchering, which is something else that we did cover. I also talked about spices. So what spices that we use when we're making tacos. I know that we also wanted to visit a taco truck. Apologize for my handwriting. I'm doing this quickly. A taco game. I know I wanted that. I didn't know if it existed at the time, but that was something that was on my web diagram, and I actually did find it, that you'll be able to see that soon. And so for my final project that I wanted to do for this unit study, we wanted to invent a taco and sell it. That's going to be our wrap up project. And so that was going to be a place on the web diagram for sure. Sorry, my finger just got in front of the camera. The other thing I'll kind of throw over here, TV, YouTube. Are there any shows that we want to watch? Any videos that I want to bring together? Oh, for Taco Tuesday, recipes. That was also an important part. So here you can see, this was essentially the web diagram that I came up with when I started thinking about what I wanted to do for the taco unit study. You can see it's not pretty, but all of my ideas are there, and I'll be able to organize them and sift through them later. Now it's time for the books. Definitely my favorite part of every unit study. Now, I don't have a particular method of pulling books for a unit study. What I usually do is just search for keywords based on whatever our topic is, and then just grab everything that I can, and then I'll filter through the books later. In terms of sources for books, I usually start with our public library, then I look at thriftbooks.com, and then I'll look at like an Amazon or a Target. I try not to pay full price for books. I just don't think I need to, because you can either get them for free or you can get them extremely discounted. So usually full price big box stores, shipping giants like Amazon are going to be my last stop. So let's look at what I pulled for the taco unit study. First up, the kids' absolute favorite, Dragons Love Tacos by Adam Rubin. And then Dragons Love Tacos 2, the sequel, also by Adam Rubin. Both of my kids love these books. We also listened to the audiobooks in the car everywhere we went. We actually still do. Adam Rubin actually reads the books for the audiobook, and the sound effects are adorable and funny, so it really adds to the experience. It's Raining Tacos by Perry Grip. How to Fold a Taco by Naibe Reynoso. Now, these next 3 books also talk about tacos, but there's also a focus on character traits like kindness, compassion, thinking of others, friendship. So these will be great books that not only fit into the unit study theme, but also cover character traits if that is something that you're working on with your kids. So the first one is Pizza and Taco, Who's the Best by Stephen Shoskin. Get it in the frame there so you guys can see it. A Wild Taco Tuesday by Sarah Marina. And then Mud Tacos by Mario Lopez and Marissa Lopez Wong. Vitamin T for Tacos by Mondo Rayo. Chicks and Salsa by Aaron Reynolds. The Runaway Tortilla by Eric A. Kimmel. Now, if you follow me on Instagram at Salterside123, you would see that we actually did a comparison of the 3 Little Pigs. So what we did is we took like 5 different versions of that story, charted out all the differences, and just compared them with my kindergartner. He wanted to do something similar with The Little Gingerbread Man. And so this book right here, The Runaway Tortilla, is the tortilla version of The Little Gingerbread Man. So he was really excited to see this one come through for the unit study. Round is a Tortilla by Roseanne Greenfield Dong. And finally, The Little Taco Truck by Tanya Valentine. So those were all of the fiction picture books that we used. However, we also did use 2 nonfiction books, and they were cookbooks. We're getting ready to head into activities in a minute, so this is a perfect segue to talk about these cookbooks. So we used the Taco Tuesday cookbook by Laura Fuentes, and I found this one on Amazon. This is something that I did pay full price for, just because I wanted the book and I wanted it like right then. And this book was great because we were able to use it every Tuesday when we made tacos. Yes, we did Taco Tuesday throughout the entirety of the unit study. And these recipes were great because they were super easy for kids to do. The other book that we used, not so much for cooking, but more for like historical and cultural reference, was Latin American Street Food by Sandra A. Gutierrez. Now, this book I'm actually going to buy. This is a library book right here, but I'm going to buy this book because it's wonderful in terms of the recipes that it houses, but also it gives a lot of amazing background on Latin American cuisine, Latin American culture, and it opened a whole new world for us in terms of the appreciation of Latin American food. All right, time to get into those activities. The way that this unit study flowed for us is we actually went through the unit study like we were building a taco. So every activity that we did in an order as if we were building a taco. So we started with tortillas, and we actually made our own corn flour tortillas. It was super simple to do. They actually had a recipe in the Taco Tuesday cookbook that I just showed you, but it was also on the bag of masa corn flour that we purchased, and all it was corn flour, water, and salt. And it was a great activity for the kids. It involved measuring, whisking, rolling out the dough. We didn't have a taco press, so we actually rolled out the dough for our tortillas. And They came out fairly edible. Yeah, they came out fairly edible. I'm proud to say that we did make some tortillas. They were mighty thick and rather dry. But we did it, and actually we're going to do it again. It was interesting, and I can also see how they just taste better than the ones that we buy in the store. So making corn flour tortillas, thumbs up. Definitely give it a try with your kids. Now that we have our tortillas done, it's time to put something in them. And so we're going to talk about fillings and particularly meat. So my son and husband are carnivores. They love eating meat, grilling meat, watching me on YouTube. You can see a theme with our family in terms of cooking shows. So I thought this was a good opportunity for my son to learn parts of the cow and also ways that they are prepared. So what I did is I went on Etsy, and I'll put the link down below of the 2 prints that I used. One was just a diagram of a cow that showed the different parts of the cow, and then also they had like a key at the bottom that showed the best way to prepare those parts of the cow. Then I found another print here that was basically going to serve as our coloring sheet. So what I did is I color coded that first print and gave the markers to my son, and as we went through the different parts of the cow, he was able to color it on his coloring sheet, and you know, just basically check off that we had learned about that part of the cow. And really what we did is I just pulled up videos and information through internet searches and also on YouTube. I tried to find one video that just covered all the parts of the cow, talked about what that type of, or what that particular part was like, and then also the best way to cook it. But I couldn't find one that wasn't like super dry and boring, or that had like age inappropriate words in it for my kids. So I ended up just piecemealing it together, and it was fine. This wasn't meant to be an exhaustive lesson on the parts of a cow. It was really just to give him an overview to understand that, hey, different parts have different textures. Some parts are better cooked like this versus that. Really get him introduced to different techniques in cooking and also butchering, understanding how that happens. Because again, my child had an interest in that. For my 2, they were actually more interested in spices. So what I did was I took a list of common taco spices and put them on flashcards. And what I did was I actually put the plants or the origin of those spices. So instead of just putting, you know, chili powder, I actually had the chilies on the flashcard. And then what I did is I put those spices, whether they were ground or, you know, flakes, whatever they were, into individual containers on our table. And what we did is we took a look at the card, we talked about the spice, where it came from, how it was manufactured, and then we also tried the spice. So we smelled it, we felt it, we tasted it, and then we put it all together, mixed it up, and used it in our taco seasoning for that night. Additionally, I also found a really great video that I will link in the description below. It comes from the United Kingdom, and it is a tour of a spice factory, and also it talks about where different spices come from. And this video was actually made for children in schools in the UK, so you can actually see the children in those schools participating in the video. It's a little bit long, however, they are able to, I guess, punctuate it with so many different topics that I think it'll hold your child's attention. Let's talk about 2 extras that we did during this taco unit study that wasn't necessarily an activity or book. One is Taco Takeover. So this is a cute game that I found on Amazon, and I literally just searched for taco game and this one popped up. Everyone gets a taco shell. So you get these little taco shells. They're very sturdy taco shells. You can't break them. My 3-year-old likes to break stuff, so this was really helpful. Everybody gets an order ticket. So these are order tickets. And they say different things on them: beef, beans, rice, guacamole, jalapeno. So they know what they need to put in their taco shell. And then all of these ingredient cards get spread out on the table face down. Now you say a uno, dos, tres, and everybody starts grabbing for the cards, flipping them over, trying to find the ingredients that they need to fill their taco. Now, the thing about this game that my child particularly enjoyed were two cards. One was the La Cucaracha card. So if you were to flip this card over, it's got this lovely little bug on it. You had to dump out all of your ingredients and start over again. And let me tell you, the chaos and hilarity that ensued whenever this card came up. I don't know what's so funny about this card, but to a 6-year-old, it is hilarious. So just be prepared. If you have another 6-year-old, they're gonna find this card super funny. Also, there is the antacid card, and I'm trying to hold it. My lighting is like not doing me any favors. There we go. And so if you flip this card over, you get to force someone else to dump all their ingredients out, and then they have to start all over again. So this game was a lot of fun. However, it also had a lot of skills in it that my son was able to exercise. One is math. On some of the cards, you had to pull 2, 3 cheeses. You know, it just wasn't one ingredient all the time. But it also did require some reading for him to be able to fill the recipe card. Also, this is really great for imaginative play. So once we were done playing the game, you know, my son would go and fill his own orders. You know, there's so many different ingredients on this list, and he was able to basically run a pretend taco truck in preparation for our final project, and make his own tacos using the cards. So you don't just have to play the game as a game. It's great because you can also use it for independent play later. The other thing we did was we visited a taco truck. We actually have a ton of taco trucks in the town where we live. We hadn't really been to any of them, and this was a big mistake because we went to one, absolutely fell in love with it, and my son thought it was super awesome to be able to get his food off of a truck. My 3-year-old wasn't a fan. Food coming off vehicles was not her thing. However, we found a new spot that was super affordable too, to get a family lunch or dinner sometime. One thing that I like to do at the end of every unit study is to do some sort of like final project, field trip, experience, something to kind of put a big bow on everything that we learned. So for my son, he ran his own taco stand for our family dinner one night. He got to choose the name. He called it the taco stand. He chose what he wanted to serve. He chose the prices, and we prepped all the ingredients together. He set up a little station for us to come and pay with felt money, and he assembled all of our dinners that night, and it was a lot of fun. He was so proud of all of his hard work. He was so proud of what he was able to serve to our family, and it was the perfect way to end this unit study. And that's it. That was our taco unit study. You know, we did this unit study in January when we were just coming back from Christmas break, and the kids were kind of like, meh, I don't want to go back to school. So this was the perfect way to get them back into our homeschooling rhythm after all the fun of Christmas break. If you're wanting to do your own taco unit study, I included the links to the books and products that I used in the description box down below for you. If you found this video helpful, and I hope you did, I hope it gave you some inspiration for things that you can do in your own homeschool, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a like, share it with those who you think might also find the video helpful, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you can see the next time I put out a video. My next video is going to be on our landform unit study. So we're heading into geography. We're actually finishing up that study right now. So I can't wait to show you guys what we had for that particular topic. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. And if you decide to do the taco unit study and you're looking for a sweet way to end it, don't forget ice cream tacos are delicious, especially for breakfast.